Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Spitball Media Podcast. We're spitting out the top entertainment stories of the week for your pleasure. We're spitting all over that thing. My name is John Draper. Joining me is the Dark Prince of Philadelphia tonight. I'm very scared that someone's going to come up behind him and attack him. It's Shaheen. Shaheen, it's so dark in that room.
What's up, brother? Yeah, I don't know why you're saying it's dark because
I can't see anything behind you but a light in the distance, like a horror movie.
Yeah, but it's always like that.
Oh, is it? No, usually you have lights on.
No, it's the same light.
Show Brian, the king of the Midwest. Doesn't it look a little scary in the background there?
It looks like he's an extra in Long Legs.
It might also be the bird cage with a blanket on it that gives it kind of like a weird vibe.
You have this one light in the back that seems very far away, and it's probably not that far away.
I would bet there's severed heads in that. It's not a bird cage.
Is that a bird cage shot?
Someone's in there.
Is it a bird? Okay. Oh my God, I saw a foot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bird's foot. If you're joining us for the first time, thanks for checking us out. We appreciate it. But we got a hell of a Patreon for you. My God, what a bargain. If you go to patreon.com/Spitball Media, you'd get, for $5, you'd get, 1,300 plus hours of exclusive content going back a few years. Various shows, theme shows, and of course, Shaheen's favorite show of the month, Shah. Let them know about that wonderful Q&A they get in that Patreon package.
Yeah, you can pretty much ask us anything. I think the only thing we skipped as far as answering is something about fucking dudes. I think that was on the last show.
I think it was an MFK with us. I don't know if that
it was.
Yeah,
Fuck, Marry, Kill with some of our fellow podcasters.
Yes,
that's the only one we skipped on. So
who would answer that?
Yeah, we're pretty open to questions, so it's fun.
And Peace O'Brien, it is an affordable premium package like no other.
It is. It absolutely is. I mean, just for this month's Q&A alone, it was like an hour 45 minutes. We answered everything.
Everything.
And as Joe Punches says, $5 of Spitball Media is better than any $5 McDonald's meal. We don't give you diarrhea. We might give you herpes or something, but not diarrhea.
We might give them diarrhea.
I always go to McDonald's for their Coke. This is all I get from there. They have the best Coke. For some reason,
is the fountain Coke reliable in McDonald's? Oh, I love a fountain Coke.
McDonald's Coke is the shit, man. This is all I get from there.
Really? Didn't you used to get the tea or something? Or is that a different place you get the tea from?
Yeah, I switch back and forth. They have the best tea and the best Coke. That's all they have at McDonald's.
They have the best tea and the best Coke. You heard it here first.
Wonderful combination.
McDonald's, send us a sponsorship.
McDonald's, yes, you have the best Coke. I'm sure they'll be jumping on that. You have the best Coke line. But consider going. It's $5. You can cancel at any time. You can give it to a gift of somebody. You know, it's a good belated gift. And that's patreon.com/Spitball Media. $5. And you can get on that Q&A. It's a fun Q&A. Let's see who's got chilling in the old chatter room there. We got Joe Punches there. He said it's going to be a solid show tonight. John JLD 999. He wants to talk about MaXXXine. We will be getting to that. I'll be discussing my MaXXXine experience there. Slave Cheeks, he's here. Proceed. Of course, our good friend Chris Matthews. Hold on. What is John saying there? Hold on. I'm trying to see what John is saying there. Can't tell the difference with the fountain. That's what he was saying on Slave Cheeks. Iron Claw's maybe A24. Yes, the Iron Claw. Yeah, Iron Claw doesn't feel like an A24 movie. That's for sure. But patreon.com/Spitball Media. And thank you to the many people who've been keeping the lights on in this place. Otherwise, we'd be sitting in the dark like Shaheen with a bunch of feet with a towel over it in a cage. Shots, very long legs. It's very long legs right there.
Hey man, I'm just trying to get in the mood for Long Legs. You know, hopefully I see it this weekend. That's what I'm excited for, dude. That movie, fuck man. I see the Silence of the Lambs in it, and it's doing something to my soul, man. It's
working. By the way, they announced today in a teaser on Twitter they will be announcing merch for Long Legs tomorrow. Merch. Ooh. Yes. So, B-Show, I don't know what that means. Is it going to be a Nicolas Cage back scratcher? What are they going to give us?
Do you think it's going to be in the vein of Shah's cage there? It's just going to be a pair of severed feet on a chain. Just you wear.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll be talking a little about Long Legs in the program, but we have an action-packed show. We do want to kick off because this was a big news story, and that hit earlier this morning. Iconic actress Shelley Duvall, known primarily for her incredible performance in The Shining, and she also had small cameos in movies like Annie Hall. She was the star of Popeye. Has passed away. She did not have a very, I'm trying to say this delicately, her second half of her life was not all roses. She had some serious struggles there, I think, financially, health wise. But Shah, I will say this because you're a huge Shining fan, and I know I think we're all huge Shining fans, but her performance across from Nicholson in The Shining, it never really gets the respect it kind of deserves, in my opinion. Where do you stand on her performance there? I know how you feel about Kubrick. He's probably your number one of all time, and that might be your number one film of all time. But where do you see her perform? Do you see anyone else in that iconic role other than Shelley Duvall?
No, and you got both of them correctly, man. I mean, Shining is my number one movie, and Kubrick is indeed my favorite director. Rest in peace to Shelley Duvall, man. I only know her from Popeye and
yeah, Popeye. She was tremendous in that.
It's the only two movies I know her from. But you're right, man. I can't see anybody else doing The Shining. Same with Jack Nicholson, but
of course, that goes without saying.
Yeah, I want to give Shelley her props. Yeah, she fucking killed it, man. And I'm honestly surprised she didn't get more roles out of that, because that deserves a fucking award. Like that was Hereditary level. Like that's
absolutely. Oh my god, you hit it on the head there.
As far as acting. But yeah, I mean, if we mentioned this a couple weeks ago, I think. If Mia Goth did Shining, I feel like, because she resembles Shelley Duvall a lot.
She does. She really does.
Like, it looks like Shelley could be her mom or something.
Yeah.
I would like to see that, and I would like to see her pay some homage to her. Like, look at that picture where she kind of looks a little baldish in there. That looks like Mia Goth.
She has some of her features.
Yeah.
Misha O'Brien, I know you love The Shining as well. I mean, who doesn't love The Shining? But honestly, like, Nicholson will always be remembered for that forever. But she really kind of did not get the same level of respect for the performance, I think.
Yeah, and it's good. I mean, people are starting to say that now, that she is, like, they're trying to give it to her posthumously, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, she really was. And I guess Jack Nicholson is such a big personality. It's such a big performance that it's easy to get overshadowed. But she really held her own and did great in that role. Even from the beginning, like, the kind of aloof housewife of, like, oh, he has a few drinks sometimes. And, he just has a temper. And it's like, it was so legit. Like, you almost thought it was, a real story on TV. Unfortunately, like you said, in the past couple of years, she struggled with mental health issues, and then fucking Dr. Phil took her on his show and kind of ran her through the ringer. That fucking tub of shit.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and apparently she had said that maybe abuse had happened. I don't know if it was in Hollywood or in her family, but it just was not a very happy ending for her. Although there was a lot of fans I noticed on social media, for whatever reason, whether it's trying to get famous or trying to befriend her out of fandom. Who have, like, been reaching out and trying to keep tabs on her and keep her company in the past couple of years.
That has been a thing. I think it's fandom, because, I mean, Shah, even if you take, I mean, look, she had a storied career, right? But even if you take the fandom of The Shining, which is A-list fandom, like it's just a classic, an undisputed classic, right? And then you have something like Popeye, which at the time was not considered a classic, but has become a cult movie. Especially after, like, with Robin Williams, and it's a Robert Altman movie, and it's a musical. And I said this earlier today. I don't know that there's ever been a more brilliant casting than her as Olive Oyl. I mean, she literally looks like, boy, she had a nice look here, huh? Back in the day, my God, she was cute. I mean, she also was in Annie Hall. She was in another Robert Altman movie. But Shah, like, for that alone, I mean, like, she's going to be remembered, I think, for forever.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was always a fan, like, The Shining was the first movie that I'd seen of hers. And then I saw her in Popeye. But she's one of those people, she wasn't underrated to me, because I always appreciated how great of a job she did just in The Shining. But I hope more people recognize her and kind of give her flowers. Unfortunately, it wasn't, while she was alive, which is more often than not the case. But, rest in peace to her.
She's getting a lot of props today, Bicho. I saw people from, like, Vincent D'Onofrio to Flea. Like, people were just like, oh my God, this woman was incredible,
I just think we got shotgun blasted with so much fucking pop culture between 1975 and 2002. I mean, even more so now with social media, but a lot of those people who, like, she had some movie roles in the 70s and the 80s, and then maybe did some TV shows in the 90s and fell off. A lot of those people get forgotten. And she's not one of those people who stayed, in the game. Like Paul Rubens. he did some bit parts in some movies in the 90s
Yeah.
and kind of fell off until he did like the Pee-wee reboot in the 2000s, then had like a resurgence. But she didn't have that kind of career because she didn't stick around. And it's a shame. But it's good to see that, better late than never, I guess people are recognizing her for the talent
she's getting a lot of props and, well-deserved, I think, for sure. What are you going to say, Shah? That's a great picture of her, huh?
Sorry, I was on mute. No, actually, I didn't have anything else to add to Shelley Duvall. I just she'll be missed, man. I hope they do a documentary on her life because I think she had an interesting life.
Yeah.
Most of it was sad, but I think she deserves a nice documentary. Hopefully, when they put out The Shining again, sometime on a steelbook or something, maybe they can do a documentary for her. But
that would be something. I mean, she'll. Look, if you're going to be remembered for The Shining as your legacy, okay. I mean,
it's not bad.
Right?
No,
it's like, people only know me from The Shining. Oh, wow. That's terrible.
It's so sad to see her when she was in her older years.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, look, let's be honest. It's not great. I mean, it's not great. But she's getting a lot of props today. But speaking of props, I really wanted to bring this up. This weekend, the holiday weekend that passed recently, we recorded early. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F debuted on Netflix to mostly mixed reviews when it first debuted. There was mixed reviews there for it. It came out, I think, yesterday or the day before, that in the 5 days that it was streaming, it was downloaded 41 million times. That's 41 million different households wanted to watch Axel F. Shah, did you get a chance to see it yet?
I have not, but that number is mind-blowing. Because, a lot of people, obviously have like 5 people living in a house at once or, whatever the case is. So a rough estimate is probably 80 million people will actually watch this at least, which is fucking crazy. That's like 25% of America. You know what I mean? It's very bizarre. I'm sure Netflix is happy with those numbers. Man.
Oh yeah,
they'll do another follow-up. I'm sure. You're not going to see another Coming to America, but
probably not.
Beverly Hills Cop, you'll get another one.
Yeah. Now, B-Show, you did get to see it. Am I right?
I did. I watched it July 4th during the day, or July 5th.
I watched it the 4th.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I was not expecting much because of the Coming to America 2. I did not think that was good at all. This one, I'll sum it up this way. It was what the Star Wars remake sequel should have been. It was enough. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't the best movie I ever saw. It's not going to compete with the original Beverly Hills Cop, but it was enough. There was some member berries. There was some familiar beats. They had the music. And there was points where the whole cast got together and you got to see it happen. And that's what I mean by that. It's like they didn't do too many crazy things and separate everybody. And, okay, well, we'll have Axel in this one. Then we'll save Taggart for the next one. No, you had the band back together with a new story. It was all kind of related. Was it kind of simple and pedestrian? Yeah. There was like 4 car chase scenes in like the first 35 minutes. It felt like I was watching
some big ones too.
Yeah, like not to ruin anything, but like a snowplow chase through fucking Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, when have you ever seen that? It was as close to like an 80s action movie as I thought we're probably going to get in 2024, and it was good enough. It was good enough. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Shah, we don't want to talk about the plot too much, but I will say this: unlike Coming to America, this actually felt like it felt like it was from the lineage. In other words, like they purposely went out of their way to make it very 80s. The references were there, the soundtrack was there, the characters were there, his style was there. I didn't feel like this was a tired attempt. It felt natural. I will say that having the other secondary people in it really helped this a lot. I wouldn't have been as good, I think, without the Rosewood and Taggart, Surge, without giving away too much. But Shah, do you think you'll be checking it out? I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm really happy to hear that it feels like it belongs in this series, because that was my main issue with Coming to America. It just felt forced. I don't know. There was something about it. It felt very much forced. Like they were just trying to squeeze $1, and there was no passion behind it. So I feel like this is a lot more promising. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out sometime over this week.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. I might check it out again. Actually, I watched it on 4th of July. It felt good. I kind of got B-Show why they put it out on 4th of July. It felt like a right movie. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It did. It felt like not older. It felt like back in the day when they would have these big action movies competing for the July 4th weekend. And I watched Jaws in the morning. I watched this in the afternoon, and I wasn't disappointed. And that's a lot more that I've gotten out of a lot of like these legacy properties. So yeah, man. It was good.
For sure. For sure. Oh, Classy Jeff jumped in here. Shout out. And my buddy AEW Neckbeards.
What's up, man?
What's up, Neckbeards? That's me. But yeah, we don't want to give away too much. It's still out there for Netflix. It hasn't been on that long. But if you haven't checked it out, if you're worried about it, if you're a fan of the original, you're going to be like, this is good. It's not great. I think Sam Hoyos, our good friend Sam Hoyos from Red River, said a very similar thing. It's like, this is good and that's good. He said it was fine and that's okay. And that was good. But Shah, it's definitely, I will say this, and I think B-Show will second this, miles above Coming to America, right, B-Show? Miles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Miles.
Far and above. Absolutely.
Oh,
and like, they even did fun stuff too. Like, I'm not giving anything away, but the detective character who's giving him shit, he goes through his file, his rap sheet, and he's like, oh, you were arrested in 1984. You came back in 1987. Then you came back in 1994. That wasn't your finest hour. And he's like, hey now. So it's like a nice little dig at Beverly Hills Cop 3.
And there is the helicopter thing from the third movie, which is terrible, but I think they corrected it in this with the where he's the pilot. You remember that thing, B-Show, where he's like, what do you mean you're not a good pilot? Like, I didn't know you were a fucking terrible pilot. Like, it was great. That I thought was great.
I crashed a helicopter, okay? That's why I'm not a pilot anymore.
You're a fucking shitty pilot? You didn't tell me you were a shitty pilot.
You could have led with that.
Funny.
Like, yeah,
it's very good. And the girl plays his daughter I saw in a movie called Zola, which was an A24 movie based on a series of tweets. If you've never heard of it, very good. But I think you should check it out for sure. Speaking of just okay, I'm not going to say too much about this movie because the guys haven't seen it yet. I do think it's going to take a beating this weekend. MaXXXine opened this preceding weekend for 4th of July. I saw it on Friday, and I just want to point out that before I say anything about the movie, and again, I will not be talking about the plot, it is a huge success. I believe it did $6.7 million in theaters over the weekend on a $2 million budget. It had a higher opening than X and Pearl. Now I have a little thing behind that I want to say. But I will say this about the film. I did not love it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was the weakest in the trilogies. Our good friend Rivers Johansson nailed it when he said that too. He said it is just the weakest in the trilogy. It is not better than X to me. It is not better than Pearl to me. Without saying too much, guys, I'm not going to fuck this movie, people. I will say that I feel like perhaps they had too many new outside famous people doing bit parts. I think that took away from the film. I didn't really bring a lot to it. Kevin Bacon is the heavy. He's fine, but you also have Bobby Cannavale and Michelle Monaghan and fucking Giancarlo Esposito, and it's like, oh, famous person. The girl who played the agent, the English girl, I think plays Princess Diana on The Crown. But Shah, I liked it. I was expecting more. What have you heard about it?
To be honest with you, I've heard nothing but good things so far, but I've also heard that it's the weakest out of the trilogy, which, going into it, honestly, that I kind of expected that, to be honest with you. For me personally, simply because I'm not a big slasher person. And I feel like since this is just, somewhat of a slasher movie, it would naturally just be my least favorite because I like the grindhouse feel to the, X. Pearl was very artsy and it just looked fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I knew organically I'm going to gravitate towards those two. But that's just, me, obviously it's subjective. But I don't like the fact that A24 is getting too big, man. This is what I mean. When they get too big and they involve too many people, it takes away from what makes them magical, And I miss that about A24, man. I hope it comes back. Because, the last time I felt that with A24 was Men. That was the last A24 movie where I was like, fuck. The A24 vibes became very much just like a saying that everybody just says.
In all fairness, though, Men is maybe the most A24 movie of all time. I mean, honest, it's just it's definitely unusual. I mean, it's like blue sunshine or some shit. Whatever. Like it's so bizarre.
Swiss Army Man is another A24
That's
movie.
a good A24.
You're just like, what the fuck? No one else would make this movie, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, but I don't want to listen. Again, I'm not going to talk about the plot or anything like that. I think shout out to Chuck. Chuck's joining us in there too. He was saying 2 characters felt like a big waste of time. Chuck, I think I know which 2 characters you're talking about. Bisho, you're a super fan of this series. Absolutely, right? What have you heard, and what are your where are you at with checking this film out?
You know, I've heard all the same things you guys just said, and I'm not surprised at all. It's hard to keep momentum, especially when you're doing so much different stuff from movie to movie to movie. I'm a little disappointed, though, seeing as good as, X was its own thing. Pearl was just, like Shah said, stylistically just brilliant. As soon as they started incorporating, like, the Night Stalker, it kind of gave me the, are they going that way?
Yeah.
And it just, I want to ask you a question. When you watching this all unfold, seeing the other 2 movies, saying what you said about A24, does it give you, like, Kevin Smith vibes where, like, now they're the cool kid at the table, so they're gonna.
No, I wouldn't go that extreme. I'm gonna say, look, this is not gonna sound great. I'm gonna try to process this a little better before I verbalize it. I think it's weird that a movie about a porn star has no nudity. I don't like. And again, look, that's just me. Like, I don't know. Like, X didn't have gratuitous nudity. Pearl didn't really have gratuitous nudity, but it wasn't about a porn star. Like, there's all these, it's a porn-based movie, and there's, like, no porn. Like, it's weird. I don't know. That's, they tried to move it away from porn into horror. It was very cutaway, John JLD. And John JLD, 999 is asking about good A24 movies. I'll let Shah take that in a second. But I did see From. I thought it was okay. I thought it just moves a little slow, John JLD. Yeah, it was like there was a girl getting plowed in the background for like 5 seconds. It was like an afterthought. But it's like she gets changed behind a silhouette like Jessica Rabbit. I'm like, you know what I mean, Sean? I'm not. Look, I don't need to see it, but it's just like this girl's like a sex goddess, and like they've turned her into like almost like a PG-13. Like, I don't know. It was weird. I'm just saying.
Was it violent?
Yeah, I thought it would be more violent.
Yeah, because you remember Talk to Me, like that was surprisingly gory.
Very gory.
Like
shockingly gory to me. I was kind of shocked by some of the gore in that, actually.
Yeah, I mean I mean we can spoil a little bit now. There was the one scene where the dude got stabbed in the face in the middle of the party. Like that called me off guard.
The opening scene in Talk to Me. If you guys remember that was fucking intense as fuck. It's first 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how violent that was. So, and that's not that long ago. That's last year. So the fact that they toned it down so much is kind of a little disappointing.
I think they toned it down to make Mia more of a star. You know what I mean, Bisho? It's like, I don't know. I like Mia Goth as a sex goddess. Like, I'm sorry. She has this kinetic sexual energy in most of the movies she does and it's like now I think they're mainstreaming her. It's kind of like when Tracy Lords, like when I'm talking about the legal Tracy Lords, went from like doing porn movies to like bad horror films. You know what I mean?
Well, and with this one, I think they knew it was going to get buzz and it was going to get some attention. Do you think they decided to go heavier on like the action and the horror suspense?
I think
as opposed to doing the smutty type of shit.
I think Bobby Cannavale, Giancarlo Esposito, Michelle Monaghan, and Kevin Bacon got paid scale, and they're movie stars and TV stars, and I think that took away from the film. That's all I'm saying. I would have liked more lower. And by the way, it's shot great. It looks good. It feels 80s. Like Halsey's in it, and she's a porn star, but she's kind of inconsequential. I don't really understand what that was about. And I found that it was very predictable. People acting like the ending is a shocker. It's not. Like, not even a little. I was disappointed, but my expectations were very high. Now, I do want to point this out without giving away too much. Oh, like A.W. Neckbeard says when Tracy Lords went into John Waters movies, and it's like this girl's a A-list porn star, and she's like doing PG-13 movies. I will say this: now it did make a lot of money. This weekend, it's going to get killed with Long Legs. It's just going to get destroyed. If it makes another $1 million, I'd be shocked.
Are they projecting it at like 10 to 12 or something like that? I thought I saw that.
Yeah, I think 10. Yeah, this might do 12 mil, and it made $2 million. It's a blockbuster at that fucking point. It's huge. But I will say this: I think the reason why it did as well as it did, unlike say X or Pearl, is that A, Mia Goth's presence is a lot higher now, and B, they promoted the fucking shit out of this movie. I saw Mia Goth with puppies. I saw her on late night talk shows. I saw her on, she was talking all cutesy in a movie theater. She's showing up at random movie theaters. Like, you know what I mean, Shah? Like this was a highly promoted small market film.
Yeah, she also did a lot of appearances on like YouTube shows. Even Kevin Bacon, he was doing YouTube runs.
Yeah, he was promoting it. Kevin Bacon was promoting it.
And it felt genuine. Like I felt like they wanted to promote it. Like they looked like they were happy to be there. You know what I mean? It's one of those projects where I feel like the people involved.
Oh, for sure. Everybody's
regret it. Yeah. So
it might be too much. I just think it's too many cooks. Bisho, would you feel that this? I mean, when you compare this as promotion to even Pearl's promotion,
the only reason I knew about Pearl is because we were watching X. Like I didn't see Pearl anywhere. Other than like if you pay attention, word of mouth, or if you're in horror movie groups, like that type of social media, zero heat on Pearl. So it doesn't surprise me that if they did 3 times the marketing for it, it got 3 times the box office.
Yeah, easily. And by the way, there was some. I sent you guys. There was some photos of her doing press. They gave her a billboard in L.A. And she just looked like a fucking movie star. And we love her. This is a Mia Goth forward show. So much so that we're going to...
hang on, John. You'll appreciate this. John JLD999. She's like Hollywood Haley J in a horror movie. That's what he was thinking about the whole time.
Wow. Wow. Holy shit, John. Hey, Shah, real quick, for John JLD, and shout out to my buddy Marquise there, and Robbie joining us there. Can you name your 3 top A24 movies to recommend to somebody to see?
I don't know, top 3. I'll just throw a bunch out off the top of my head. Definitely The Lighthouse, Men, Swiss Army Man is phenomenal. Hereditary, Midsommar, The Witch. John, what am I missing? Oh, Florida Project is amazing.
Oh, I love the Florida Project.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's a great one.
What else? I'm missing a bunch. What else am I missing?
I liked the one that won the Academy Award. I thought was very good.
Everything Everywhere
All at Once. A very very good movie. We're on their website now. A lot of this is coming up soon. Yeah, we have.
X, Pearl.
Love Lies Bleeding. You guys, Iron Claw, Love Lies Bleeding. Zone of Interest was an Academy Award movie. I mean, like Jesus Christ, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Beau Was Afraid. Beau Was Afraid.
Oh yeah, Beau Was Afraid. Talk to Me.
There's The Whale.
You can't really lose. It just they have different.
Just watch any random A24 movie. You'll be fine. Oh, Marcel the Shell is adorable. It's just adorable. It makes you feel good about being alive. The Monster, Joe Punches. I love The Monster. I'm a huge fan of The Monster.
That was their first movie. Yeah, that was their first.
Huge fan. I think that movie is so understated, man. That girl is so good in that. The mother in that movie is so good. I got a little crush on her. She lives in Brooklyn, and she's married to that actor who played the Riddler there. But we want to talk a little bit about this Mia Goth thing. So Mia Goth is being sued for assaulting an extra on the film and then walking in on them, I think, in a toilet. And the lawsuit's getting some attention that she assaulted this person. Bisho, can we pull up some of the info on this? If you want to read some of this.
Yeah, I read this earlier when you sent it to us. Basically, we talked a couple weeks back, if you remember, and if not, you can check it out at the archive on patreon.com. And basically, this extra was laying on the ground, and she kept running by him or running over him, and she stepped on him once or twice. So he complained to one of the producers or assistants. And there was another time after that where she kind of hesitated going by him and then stepped on his head, according to him. So then he complained. He said that... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, allegedly. We got to be careful.
Yeah. According to this guy, it's all alleged.
Okay.
On the fourth take, this is according to his interview from Dread Central. On the fourth take, I'm laying on the left side of my ear. I hear her. She runs by me, and I hear her boot clamp down right next to my ear. And I thought, oh, well, it's dark out. She's not really getting a beat on where he's laying. And the very next take, and the same thing, except I got kicked and I felt it. I heard the dirt and the leaves or grass rustling next to me. Now, he also said the extras were forced to lay in the grass with ants and mosquitoes, and it was a terrible experience, yada, yada. And then finally, he was going to the bathroom in a porta-john.
Yes.
He forgets to lock the door. She comes in and starts berating him, and he's apologizing, and she says, according to him, Nobody will believe you because you're nothing. Get the fuck off my set, you big baby.
Okay. Now, there's been some fleshing out of the person suing this. And apparently this guy has a checkered past there, Mr. Bisho, Brian. Does he not? I think he has a little bit of a checkered past.
He does. He was arrested or charged with fraud. Is that correct? I'll pull up the article, but I didn't save it because I got it later on today.
Yeah, he was charged. Well, it came out later on when the Dread Central article first came out. By the way, Robbie, First Reformed is great too. I like that movie. Great ending. Shah, first of all, could our goddess be guilty of this?
I mean, anything is possible, but I gotta tell you, this is one of the only times I remember a male suing another woman for, like abuse charges. This doesn't happen that often, but it shows you it could happen.
I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I don't think that. But Bisho, what is this guy accused of from 10 years ago?
So this is from @DawsonEJoyce on Twitter or X, whatever you prefer. Articles from thedailybruin.com. Apparently, James Hunter, the MaXXXine extra, was found guilty on multiple charges of fraud about a decade ago, having scammed many UCLA students out of cash by pretending to lease apartments on Craigslist.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, it doesn't do a lot for the credibility there.
Yeah. Wow. Boy, he looks like two different people there, doesn't he? And is that a mugshot? Looks like a mugshot.
Looks like a mugshot, yeah.
There's a headshot to the left, mugshot to the right. Shah, what do we think? This is going to go nowhere. I'm calling it.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
Looks like it's going to go nowhere. Bisho, is this going anywhere? I don't think so.
Probably not. No one's really saying anything from the A24 side.
Yeah, nothing.
And Mia Goth said something about, I'm just glad I have good support behind me. Now, we joke around about her, her je ne sais quoi and the way she acts and how she looks like
she's a sexual typhoon.
And she looks like she's probably a little bit crazy, which goes along with that.
Yeah.
But that's a stretch to take that and to say, oh, yeah, she definitely did it, especially when this guy's seems to be a bum as well. So
yeah,
I'm sure there's just as many grifters trying to drum this stuff up as
for sure.
people who would actually do it in the industry. So.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens if it ends up getting thrown out. But this guy's credibility, I think, is totally shot. Listen, I encourage you to see MaXXXine. It's a very good movie. It might make my top of the year, but I saw 5 trailers of horror films before, 6 trailers of horror movies, including Longlegs before it. And I thought every one of them is going to probably be better than what I just saw. But hey, listen, don't quote me on it because it's a very successful film. I do love Mia Goth. I love A24. And supposedly, guys, there is a rumor that this is not the end. That because it did so well, they might do a 90s version of her.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what it seems like it's going to happen. And that could be great. I mean, listen, I don't know what they'll make that on, but Shah, people commented on your Bayou Geeks appearance. Who's your daddy-o? Look at that.
Yeah, shout out to them. I was there on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out MaXXXine. Obviously, I don't think this weekend is going to be a good weekend for it because Longlegs, I think, is going to just clean its clock. I can't see someone choosing MaXXXine over Longlegs, but maybe because Longlegs seems very disturbing. A lot of people might not be down with that. But MaXXXine's a solid movie for sure. She's great. I just think the Hollywood cameos just took too much away from the film for me personally. Now we got some big things we're about to do here, people. Big. Oh, AJ Daniels said least favorite of the 3. And by the way, Rivers Johansson had, I wish I had it because it summed it up perfectly.
Oh, let me see.
The movie. I really fucking wish I had it. God damn it.
Stall a sec, I'll find it.
Yeah, because I think he surmised this perfectly. Now listen, we are going to move on to a trailer that I was not anticipating anything about this film until I saw the trailer because I just didn't think it was necessary. We have 3 incredible trailers, very different films to share with you. But we're going to talk a little bit about Gladiator 2. Still can't believe this is a real thing that's coming out in the fall. And Ridley Scott at 83 or 84 years old, directed this film. We're going to talk about it. Shah, you've yet to see it, the trailer? I just want to make sure.
I have not, no.
Oh, good. Okay.
I don't watch trailers anymore. You're
going to love it. And you're in for a treat tonight. And if you guys haven't seen any of these, you're in for a treat tonight. Yes, AJ, I agree with you 100%. Not a bad movie. But this is the official Gladiators 2 trailer, and we're going to play it for you now.
I remember that day. I never forgot it. That a slave could take revenge against an emperor.
Where were you born?
I don't know. I never knew a mother nor a father.
You will be my instrument.
Who are you?
Did you hear that crowd? The greatest temple Rome ever built. The Colosseum.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because this is what they believe in. Power.
Let's stop here. I don't want to get flagged. Okay, shot right off the bat. I want to get your take on the visuals here.
I'm very much into it, man. I'm sold on it already. Honestly, it kind of looks better than the first one, to be honest with you.
Now, these are all sets, guys. This is all Ridley Scott's not using CG.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying visually speaking, it kind of looks better than the first one.
Yeah.
Looks much more vibrant.
Yeah, pops a
Yeah.
lot more. Yeah, for sure. Bisho, your thoughts here?
Yeah, I was excited to see the water stuff because you always hear that they used to flood the Colosseum and do stuff. And we've always seen like chariots of fire. We've seen the fighting animals, the battles in Gladiator. I don't think I've ever seen.
Fire was a 1918 running movie.
Chariots of Thunder?
Chariots of Fire, you said, I thought.
Yeah, no. There's another movie where you see chariots, and I think it's called Chariots.
Well, like
of
even like
Thunder
a Ben-Hur, like going back.
Ben-Hur, there you go. So we've seen
Ben-Hur being the most. That was the first chariot race ever in a film.
Yeah, so we've seen chariots, we've seen the animal fighting, we've seen all that stuff, except like fucking boats in the Colosseum. Like little things like that look really cool. Denzel looks awesome.
Fucking
yeah.
Yeah, this gets better, guys. So we're gonna probably stop it one more time just to avoid. It's a long trailer.
General Acacius, there are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects, she must feed them.
They can eat war.
The arena turns slaves into gladiators, the gladiators into free men.
You have something in you. I knew it from the start.
Did you now?
Rage. That rage is your gift.
Wow.
Okay, I'm just letting you guys know this gets even better. Shah, I agree with you. I think there's something about this color scheme. I don't know if this was shot to film, but it looks like it was shot to film. Like it just looks like sets shot to film. And again, I don't know if this was shot to film. I guess we could look this up. But Shah, I think the color schemes in this are ridiculous. Like the color palette is absurd.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I think it's much more saturated, the colors. The original one, it was almost like a little gray, even in the flashback moments. Yeah. The colors look tainted. So I mean, this looks much more vibrant. I like the feel of this.
Yeah. And Bisho, what do you think of Pedro Pascal as the heavy? I didn't know that actually.
Good choice because he's always played kind of like the underdog babyface type of guy.
Yeah, the babyface. Yeah,
but
I like that he's turning heel here.
Yeah, and he looks like everyone looks super intense. Like Denzel's dialed in.
Oh,
this guy's dialed in. The guy who plays the new Gladiator dialed in. It just looks like everyone stepped up their shit.
The lead is an actor named Paul Pascal. I don't. He's from a lot of things that I probably have not seen. But guys, this is my favorite part. Get ready what they bring in here. They bring in a fucking rhinoceros.
This is about survival!
Look,
survive! Hold together and when the charges break for the wall.
Guys riding a rhinoceros.
Bloody rhinoceros.
That looks incredible.
Whose head could I give you that would satisfy this fury?
The entire Roman armies.
Too much?
The general will do.
Rome must fall. I need to only give it a push.
Will we make it out alive? Alright. Hands on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum doors.
This ring belonged to Maximus. Now I give it to you. What is the dream of Rome? If people are not free.
I was owned. Now I will control an empire.
I will not waste another generation of young men for their vanity.
strength and honor.
Honor.
This our road treats its heroes.
Hands on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Coliseum doors.
The gods have spoken!
Well, there you have it, Shah. Shah, your thoughts? You're seeing it for the first time there. What are you thinking?
I love pretty much everything about it. Especially that last scene, the beheading. That's gonna look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I have some minor complaints. Mainly the soundtrack. Like I don't know.
The Jay-Z song is awful.
The Jay-Z song is throwing me off.
It's very boomer dad. Like I don't know why.
It's weird, man. It's not fitting.
I feel like I've heard this song in a few Denzel movies, actually.
See, I thought I heard it this weekend at a barbecue, like a July 4th. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a remix of some Denzel song from some other movie, like Denzel movie. Shah, what do you think of Denzel as
it's a Jay-Z and Kanye song. It's off their album.
Okay. Roman in Paris, is that what they're gonna call it?
No. My only other complaint is that the trailer, man. I feel like I just watched the whole movie. You know, this is what I mean when they give away too much.
Yeah.
They showed a lot, dude. We just saw a whole lot from this movie, which luckily I smoke weed, so I'll forget about all of this.
But you're excited to see it. You're on board now.
Yeah.
Okay. I was very apprehensive when I heard about it until I saw it. Shah, what do you think of Denzel here? Because I just think this is going to be like, he's going to have a lot of booming lines in this shit. Like he's just going to be walking over walking over everybody in this movie.
Yeah, I like it. I still got to watch that other Denzel movie from A24.
Which one?
What was it? Macbeth.
Yes. Well, it's an Apple exclusive. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's an Apple exclusive.
This kind of gave me the same vibes as far as Macbeth.
Yeah, I want to see that very badly. I think that's black and white, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
It is. B-Show, I had no high hopes for this. I don't know that you had high hopes for this, but I saw a guy on a rhino. So I don't know, like, where are you with this movie? Because I didn't care about this, and now I kind of care about it.
I think it looks great. It reminds me when we saw the trailer for The Northman, and I was super excited, like that it was some big Viking epic. Mm-hmm. Everything looks dialed in. I said it a minute ago. Even the CG looks good. Like when they do the overhead shot of Rome, like, everything looks really good.
Yeah.
And another great thing too is you have all this like serious shit going on, and Denzel is serious and intense, but then he's still Denzel. He's got those little moments where he cracks jokes, and it's.
Somebody said I like the fact that Denzel is playing like a Roman, like gladiator, like leader, and he's talking like a Yonkers basketball coach.
I was gonna say there's a little bit of that cop movie, the detective movie. In
Training Day.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna call him my Roman? Like my Roman. Like like I think that would be great.
I think that's that scene right there.
Yeah,
they're talking about taking down the emperor. He's like, my Roman.
Are you my Roman? You're my Roman. Chris Matthews, you're right. Unnecessary for sure, undoubtedly. I'm a little sick of Pedro Pascal, but I like that he's the heavy. I don't know enough about Paul Mescal. I think his name is Paul Mescal. And I don't recognize anybody else other than the cameo from Connie Nielsen, who was in the first Gladiator. You know, but I'm excited. I love the Roman Empire. I'm excited about this. I think about it all the time. That's just a little joke there. But the Roman Empire. How often do you think about the Roman Empire? But I want to see this. I care now. I'm into this movie, and I'm excited. I didn't think I was going to give a shit. Another movie that is just I cannot wait for Shah to see this fucking trailer.
Can I mention one comment real quick? Do you think this is going to make any money though? Because this,
yes,
it looks like an expensive movie. You know,
Shah, this was made to make hundreds.
I hope so, man. This shit looks expensive, dude.
I'm predicting massive opening weekend for this.
How much do you think it costs?
It's got it's got a Pedro Pascal. It's got Denzel. It's like, come on, dude. Like, there's no way.
And it's also a title that, like you said, boomer dads would want to go see. It's almost like when they rebooted Top Gun. It's one of those movies where people who watch Gladiator will go see it.
Did $1 billion.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll do $1 billion, but
I think it'll do
$300-400
million, and people will. Denzel will probably get a nom. This looks like a nom for Denzel.
Dude, this shit cost $310 million. How is it gonna? How is it gonna make any money?
No, I don't know. I don't know. But
$300 million, dude. That's crazy.
I don't know. Mario Brothers made $1 billion. I think they could squeeze $400 or $500 million out of this. John Smith saying Denzel did an accent one time for Queen and Country. It was weird. Yeah, and he's done English accents in some of his Shakespearean movies for sure. like the one he did in the 90s and stuff like that. Yeah, Slave Cheeks, absolutely. This is an Oscar movie. This looks like an Oscar movie.
Do you guys think that there's younger directors? Because like this is Ridley Scott. Do you think there's younger directors that don't really, since they don't have the experience doing the big budget action movies, that maybe that's why some of these other movies fall flat? But if you get Ridley Scott in the right movie with this type of cast, it seems that much bigger because he knows how to handle
formula,
it.
B. I think it's a formula. That formula is going to work here. I think for sure. You know, I'm excited about it. It's shot really 300 mil.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because everything's real. That's because almost everything in it's real. It's real sets, hundreds of extras, thousands of extras.
Keep in mind too, didn't Ridley Scott, he did Napoleon, correct?
He did, yeah. But apparently the script was shit, and you know, it was a shitty script. You know what I mean? I don't know what the script is for this. So, you know.
No, I'm just saying in reference to, you know, saying like, you know, these bigger directors, they'll attract more sales. He could flop with this too, because Napoleon.
He flopped, but
right?
yeah, I didn't really see Joaquin Phoenix out there promoting the movie either. By the way, he had a weird star.
Well, he hates life. He never does.
Paul Pascal, that kid's in everything now. He's hot shit. That kid under 30. Pedro Pascal is hot shit. Denzel is one of the most revered living actors in the world. You think people are going to want to take a shit on that movie? I don't think so.
I meant handling the movie as far as production, shooting, experience, as opposed to name value.
Yeah, because that's why we probably don't see as much of them anymore. But also, studios don't want to give it that risk. Robbie's saying it was 165 initial budget and then it ballooned. That's what I have to assume. That's why, by the way, guys, they kept this under wraps. We saw no leaks. We only got pictures like a week ago, and we only got the trailer. There was nothing leaked about this. Zero.
Yeah, I'm seeing different numbers. Like on Wikipedia, it's 250. I'm also seeing 310. Either way, it's all big numbers.
It looks great. So this is a small artsy folk horror movie, which Shah and I are huge fans of folk horror. B-Show's becoming a folk horror fan. This stars Matt Smith. He was a Doctor Who. He is one of the stars of House of the Dragon. I just saw this trailer the other day, and I am so intrigued by this fucking movie. This looks like one of these dark-ass, crazy motherfucking movies. B-Show, I'm not even sure how to pronounce this movie.
Let me go back. Hang on.
What is the correct? It's an English folk movie.
It looks like StarveAcre.
StarveAcre.
I don't know if the accent.
I had some trouble understanding some of the I'm very intrigued by this StarveAcre film. The studio says it's 250 shot. That's the studio reporting that it's a which, by the way, is an absurd budget.
Still a lot of money.
Marvel movies are $200 million. Fucking The Acolyte is $180 million. It's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? For lesbian space witches. But anyway, I'm dying for Shah to see this trailer. B-Show, you haven't seen it either, right?
No, I watched like the first 10 seconds and thought I would save it. So,
all right, we'll stop it halfway through. This is StarveAcre.
Right.
I might be mispronouncing it.
Oh my God, Owen, Owen, breathe. Come on, come on.
Where is he?
This looks like it takes place in the 60s, 70s.
I love the look of it.
Oh yeah,
especially that teal and blue.
So we got the producers of Zone of Interest and MaXXXine and Apostle.
What else was she in? She was in something.
We'll pull her up.
Oh, I know what she was in.
Richard, can we talk?
No.
I can't speak to Richard about it. He's convinced that everything's fine.
She's the girl that played St. Maud.
Yes.
Richard's heart's in the right place.
Yeah, let's stop here. I don't get flagged. Are you sure she's St. Maud?
Yeah, she looks just like the girl.
Shit, we'll have to pull her up.
Google it, but
yeah, Matt Smith, I recognize. He's got like a very interesting face. Shah, what do you think of these visuals, man? This has like a 70s, maybe late 60s set piece.
Yeah, I would say like late 60s, early 70s. It reminds me of like, you know, The Omen and The Exorcist. It has that same.
Joe Punches is saying it takes place in the 70s. It kind of looks like Shining clothing there. Shah. B-Show. Well, again, we know very little about this, but we got the Zone of Interest producers and one of the producers of MaXXXine.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good so far. The look, it's got people in place. Obviously, if that's a girl who did Saint Maud, it's going to be good
Yeah,
performance.
we'll look at the cast.
I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, which has been
It'll
a hallmark
flesh out
of
a
some of
little
the
bit
good
more.
trailers.
And again, this is the opposite of giving away the fucking trailer.
But no, that's what I'm saying is like we've seen so many trailers in the past probably 3-4 months where even like Long Legs, we've seen like 5 trailers. We still don't know what the fuck's going on.
I still don't know honestly what that's about or what time it takes place. We have a gist. It's a serial killer and FBI, but we don't know. We don't know. Like, you know. All right, let's
By the way, it is Saint Maud, same person.
Wow, yeah, she's great, that one. She's fucking fantastic.
How are you both?
We're fine.
You found any buried treasure out there yet?
Not today.
You shouldn't be in here. Richard's writing it. It's weird, Jules.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be okay.
Jesus. Now that's a fucking trailer. Jesus Christ. We got to look this movie up. Shah, this is the opposite of what you just said in every way.
Yeah, my nipples are hard, man. I'm totally into this, dude. This is right up my fucking alley. I'm surprised this is an A24. This seems like an A24 movie, or at least Neon.
It's mostly foreign film here. Bisho, what do you think of this trailer?
Looks fantastic, and when I say I don't know what's going on, it's in a good way. According to Google, a dark and sinister force invades an archaeologist's home as he investigates a mythic folklore about an ancient oak tree on his land.
Ooh. Wow, I love
this. Is the shit I like. I love the old like go to Europe, set it in the 70s, give it some mystery, and then they dig up some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
the Wicker Man. You know, just reinvent the Wicker Man in 20 different ways, and I'm happy.
I really like that score. That like it's fucking
the strings, awesome. Yeah, it just runs up your spine.
Yeah, can we look this director up, B-Show? Because now we have an idea of the cast there. I just want to. What else has he done?
Apostasy.
What's that movie, Apostasy? I'm curious about that.
2017. Jehovah's Witnesses. What is it with Jehovah's Witnesses lately?
Whoa.
Alex, Lucia, and their mother are united in their devotion, but as Lucia starts to question the advice of her elders, she makes a transgression that leaves the whole family in fear of God's wrath.
Oh, I want to see this. Where do we get to see this?
Guess where, John? Tubi.
Tubi? Shah.
Of course it's on Tubi.
Well, if anybody's seen this, let us know.
Yeah, someone
right, Rotten Tomatoes.
Amazing in House of Dragons for sure.
You see that? 97% House or Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
So this director's hot shit, huh? Wow. Second film. This has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes currently.
Apostasy?
Yeah. No, the StarveAcre.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's got 100. If you put StarveAcre in there. StarveAcre. That is a weird name. 100%. Let's see how many reviews.
It looks good, man. It looks really good.
Fucking great. Out of nowhere, right? So
only
it's 7 reviews. Only critics have seen it. So I am on board with this movie. Shah, folk horror. I don't know. Something about folk horror.
Same. It's the only genre of horror that actually, like, I don't want to say scares me, but it makes me very uncomfortable. And
Do you
I
think
like
it makes you uncomfortable because it feels like it could be real going back to before, like centuries? Like there's a real element to it.
Yeah, that's why I gravitate towards like cults and things of that nature, just because it's like it's more realistic. Like,
well, I'm on board.
These monster movies, like they look cool as shit, but
yeah. And Matt Smith, just for you guys don't watch House of Dragons, Matt Smith is hot shit right now. He's the male star of House of the Dragons. It's one of the biggest shows in the world. He's so fucking good. Chris Matthews says he's in. B-Show, you on board with this folk horror tale?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm more interested in seeing this right now than MaXXXine.
Well, I got to say, I have a feeling we'll be talking about this movie again, guys. Let's just
kind of reminds me of that Caveat movie.
Yeah, boy, the UK can put out a horror movie, huh? They know how to be original. Holy
dude,
shit.
what was that one British fucking horror movie where the guy he has like a spider puppet from his childhood? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the one with Ray Fiennes?
Hold on. I gotta find this, dude.
Are you talking about that one? Is it one that's called Spider or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it Ralph Fiennes or Ray Fiennes? It's one of the Fiennes, and he's just fine. What's that? Might as well play the trailer. Possum. Yeah, everyone told me about Possum. I don't think I've ever seen it.
That movie is fucked. It's so uncomfortable. Yeah, British people, they know how to do horror, man.
They know how to do horror. I love my UK brothers and sisters. Bisha, have you seen Possum? I've heard of it.
No, I've not.
Dude, Google Possum horror movie real quick and look at some of these screen captures.
Yeah, because then we got to get to this body horror trailer. My God,
I'm looking at him.
Look at this shit.
Fuck?
That's his little puppet, man.
Yes, I've heard of this. Who's in this? This is a big movie, I think.
Dude, fuck, it's a very low budget indie movie.
Yeah, but it's very pop. Isn't this black and white?
Nah.
Hold on, I've heard of this for a long time.
This movie's fucked.
2018. Don't give away too much. What is this at? 90? And what is that metrics? 84?
Metacritic 64.
64. I've heard of this. Dark Sky Films. This is UK too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of this. I may
critic score 90, 54 audience score.
Wow. Okay, I've heard of this. I've heard of Possum for sure. What is the premise, Shah, without giving away too much here?
Basically, this guy goes back to his to the area that he grew up during his childhood, and it's about his childhood trauma and his relationship with this weird-looking spider puppet.
Jesus. Oh, my God.
I don't want to give away too much.
Well, it's going to be problems with puppets. Yeah.
By the way,
what is it with the actors who played Doctor Who veering into thriller horror? That's a good point. I don't know, but I'm excited for this StarveAcre. But boy, I am excited to share this trailer with you that just dropped today. We kind of had a teaser for this. This is a movie that I think may have won an award. It might have won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. This is from a female director who directed a great revenge movie. I think it's called Revenge. We're going to pull her up. I always mispronounce her name. Starring the legendary, ageless Demi Moore. This is a brief trailer, but boy, the visuals in this fucking thing, and I do think this was nominated for the Palme d'Or. We'll have to look up afterwards, but this is called The Substance. Best screenplay.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
Oh, fuck that.
More beautiful.
Fuck that.
More perfect.
Make this louder,
baby. Fuck you. I hate you.
Coral Fagat. Look at this. Look at these shots.
Oh, dude.
That must be the full frontal they're talking about.
Yeah, this full movie.
Pretty girls should always smile.
Oh, dude, I fucking like this. Hell yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, now this did win an award at Cannes. Now, Shah, this director directed 2 previous films. One of them my brother Mike has been talking about forever. Can we pull her up, B-Show? Coraline Fagat.
Yep. Working on it.
I think it's called Revenge or something. This was on Shudder. This is like, people have been talking about this movie to me for so long, and I've still never seen it.
What, Revenge?
Yeah, I think it's Revenge.
Oh, dude, you'll love it. Revenge is
everyone.
great.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. No one has a passive.
Oh, dude, Revenge is phenomenal.
Yeah, scroll this down. B-Show, I just want to see her. Yeah, can we click on? I don't know. The Revenge is like a big time, and this is like, people love this fucking movie. Is this Australian, Shah?
I think it is Australian. I have Revenge right here.
Yeah. What is the premise of this?
Revenge. It's exactly that.
But it's like a modern I Spit on Your Grave?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Just much, much better looking.
Yeah. 93 Rotten Tomatoes.
This is probably one of the only revenge movies that I actually enjoy, because I don't like Last House on the Left, like I Spit on Your Grave. I don't like those type of movies. Like, I'm not into that. Irreversible is also good. Like, those are probably my 2 favorite ones.
Yeah. Okay.
This looks incredible though. It looks like Looks like Cronenberg made it.
I was just gonna say it looks like Brandon Cronenberg made this movie.
Yeah.
Margot Qualley, she was also in Once Upon a Time in Los Angeles, I think, if I'm not mistaken. She's a cute kid. She's in a few things here. Yeah, she's on that new Kinds of Kindness, which is supposed to be pretty terrible. She's a role in Poor Things. Nice little career here. Sanctuary, I've heard of Sanctuary. B-Show, what is your impression from that trailer?
Interesting. Another one where you're not quite sure exactly what is happening, but it looks interesting. Demi Moore is always good in whatever she's in. So I like the style of the trailer, just the visuals, the way it's shot, just the off-kilter camera angles. I like the color palette.
Long shots.
Yeah, it almost looks like, I know it's about an aging model, but it almost looks like a modeling or like a makeup ad on crack or something like that, you know?
It does. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Demi Moore, again, this is Demi Moore is an iconic, gorgeous woman. Never had an ugly day in her life. But Demi Moore allegedly does full nudity in this. And I guarantee you she's 61, and I guarantee you it's going to be amazing, Shah.
Yeah, I feel like if you took entirely too much acid and went to like Beverly Hills, this is what you would feel like. You know, it's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting. But yo, man, we gotta start like writing down a list of all the movies that are coming. We have too much coming out, and I'm starting to forget what's coming out.
I don't think any one of these 3 movies we're gonna miss. I just feel like the availability of them.
I just hope all these go to theater, so I remember them.
Oh, they are. That one Con. I mean, it won an award.
Well, no, like the StarveAcre one. Like, is that gonna get a theater run? Like,
I don't know. Well, it said it will. Matt Smith is an Emmy Award winner and and is in the hottest TV show on the planet. Like House of the Dragons is like one of the biggest shows in the world.
There's a lot coming out, man. That Front Row movie with Brandy,
that comes out soon. Yeah, I mean, it's a busy year, man. And it's funny because I'm reminded when I went and saw, like, when I see Longlegs, I'm going to make you guys a prediction. I have a feeling I'm going to see at least 2 of these trailers before Longlegs. I guarantee you.
And we're watching the trailer, dude. I forgot Ray Liotta's in this, and I thought I spotted Dennis Quaid. So, I mean, that cast alone, it's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah, Margot Qualley playing the younger version of Demi Moore is interesting. That's an interesting casting choice. Now, she's nowhere near as attractive as Demi Moore. She's also married to Jack Antonoff, the billionaire producer. So she's married to that dude. Very Hollywood. Demi, 61 shot, looks amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, she does, man. She has the money for it, bro. You know?
Well, you know what I like about her is I think she didn't need to act anymore, so she didn't. And now she was probably intrigued by this cast and this script, and you know what I mean? She's not pimping herself out there for dough. You know what I mean, B-Show? She's just doing shit she likes.
Yeah, she married Ashton Kutcher and got that punk money in that 70s show. You know what I mean? I'm joking. Obviously, she probably has more than he does, but at the same time, it's nice sometimes. I call it the Ric Flair syndrome for people who watch wrestling. Flair stuck around way longer than he should have for a while, and he was stuck in that, like, he's too old to be the guy, but he's too young to be respected as the Babe Ruth type of thing. And she was able to, like, dip out for a while, and now she's back at 60 and
she's good shit. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. And something tells me this is going to be one fucking hell of a movie, Shah. I'm predicting it. What are you thinking? I think this is going to be a big movie.
I think everything we've watched this year so far, as far as trailers, looks pretty incredible, man. I mean,
yeah, and it's wild because we were talking about what a shitty year this was for film and cinema, and yet if we go off of the last 20 trailers we've watched, 17 of them look like can't miss fucking movies.
Bangers, yeah, hell yeah,
like
dude.
Absolute, like. And by the way, the originality of Front Room, of StarveAcre, you know what I mean? We're just scratching the surface, right?
Poetic.
Yeah, like the originality of these things, Longlegs even. This is all complete original shit.
Oh, I saw the TV Glow. Like, there's a lot of shit coming out.
That's streaming now. That went to streaming. I missed.
Or what's the other folk one I saw on Shudder a couple months ago? The
the one, the English
You'll
one.
Never Find Me.
Yeah, all very different, right? Mm-hmm. And the one we saw the trailer for about the woman who has the heirloom where her sister killed herself. That British one we talked about a few weeks ago. That looks fucking bananas.
The mannequin or whatever it is sitting at the kitchen table.
It looks like the takeoff of the other movie. Like, it has the same.
Oh, what was that one called?
That's a takeoff of that. Oh fuck, of Caveat. If we look up Caveat, that's
See, that's what I mean. We're gonna forget some of these movies, man. I gotta start writing
these movies. Are getting shot. I mean, honestly, like, I'm gonna probably see 5 trailers for banging horror films in front of Longlegs. Don't forget, Cuckoo's coming out. Like, there's no shortage of any of these interesting properties.
Yeah.
So it's a great time, really, for film. But we have a shit ton we want to get to in the Patreon. So consider signing up. Go to patreon.com/Spitball Media. It's only $5, and you can get in on that July Q&A. Let's plug some of our pals. Let's plug the Deathmatch Outlaws. Let's plug the Drew Yari Experience. The Cassette Classics 86 on the on YouTube. Down on the Thundercast, and of course, Don Tony and Kevin Castle. Got to plug that Wrestling Soup podcast, of course. Necromaniacs podcast. They just did a retrospective the other day of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. A full review of all three of them talking about A Creature from the Black Lagoon, reviewing the film. One of my favorite classics of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Mojo and Dirk's Most Dastardly Show. And we also have the Inhuman Experience podcast, The Garden of Doom. We have the Old Guy Metalcast, our good friend Mr. Anderson's clothing company, funkbetty.com. We have MJW Games, and of course, Cherry Jesus on YouTube, and his band Kaiser. Red River Podcast. That's our good buddy Sam from the band Playing Dead's podcast. Bayou Geeks. Shah just did a fucking cameo. He just did a full show, not a cameo. Just aired on Tuesday. That's Fete 316 show. The High Mox Podcast, and of course, the Midnight Mass Creature Cast. Weekly Detour. That's Anthony Allison and Teddy. And the Guns and Geeks Podcast. Shah, anything happening on the old Planet Mondo?
No, I haven't done anything. Probably next week I'll start doing some more content again. I'll start doing some lives. Went back at it with the life coach last night on somebody else's channel. It's a nonstop feud, man. This is going to go on for years and years to come. So.
Do you think you guys will ever make up?
Nah. I can't stand that dude, man. He's everything I hate in a human being. You know?
I just thought I'd ask.
You know when you dislike someone is when you see him. Like, so he'll drink iced coffee on his show all the time. And I hate the way he sips on his straw. Like, the littlest things that shouldn't bother me about this man. That's how you know you
guys are married. Maybe you guys, you know what? Maybe you guys should get an apartment together.
That's all right, man. That probably killed.
You'll be all right. You don't need him. You know what, Shah? You don't need him.
Stream it. There you go.
You don't need him. B Show, what's happening on the B Show Brian channel? The kids are asking.
So the other night, I outlined my video for the connections between Tourist Trap and the 2005 House of Wax remake.
Interesting.
Because people are starting to pick up on the fact that House of Wax is kind of a low-key Tourist Trap remake, but they didn't call it Tourist Trap and wasn't stolen. So I was trying to get to the bottom of that, and then I got some other stuff.
That has Paris Hilton in it, doesn't it, when she was hot shit?
It does, absolutely. So,
would bang.
Yeah, not bad. I'm going to get to the bottom of that, and that should be up probably in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to try to put out one of those a month because it's hard to do week to week.
Okay. And make sure you subscribe to the B Show Brian channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Planet Mondo channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Spitball Media channel. Make sure you check out all of our friends on all of our plugs. And if you're in the Patreon, we got a little special show coming back. We're back at the regular schedule for you tonight. And, of course, don't forget to get your questions in if you're in the Patreon for the July Q&A. But we're going to see you guys next week for another exciting episode. Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. Thanks, everybody, for contributing. We'll see you next week on Spitball Media.